Who here smokes? Most people don't anymore, but it used to be much more prevalent. It's been 50 years since the Surgeon General first issued a warning about the links between smoking and its effects on your health. And yet, over 500,000 people die every year due to smoking-related diseases. And over 42,000 people die every year due to secondhand smoke. Smoking should be banned, or at the very least, plain packaging laws should be enforced. In a 2014 report by the Surgeon General about smoking and smoking-related diseases, the Surgeon General said, and I quote, "The century-long epidemic of smoking has caused an unavoidable public health tragedy, and since 1962, smoking has been causally linked with diseases in nearly all of the human body's organs. These diseases also affect secondhand smokers. People who inhale smoke from smokers routinely have a higher risk of cancer, heart disease, and lung disease. And this isn't a single gender issue either. Women who smoke have a much greater risk of getting cancer and cardiorespiratory diseases. But there is a silver lining to this report. The Surgeon General found that worldwide anti-tobacco measures have been highly effective, and they said that the full, sustained use of these measures should be pursued. In Chapter 12 of this report by the Surgeon General, it touched upon the economic impact of smoking, saying that annual attributable economic costs from the years 2009 to 2010 were between $289 billion, and that between 132 and 175 billion dollars were directly due to medical costs for adults, and that $151 billion were lost due to productivity losses due to premature deaths from smoking, and that secondhand smoke has cost this nation $5.6 billion. If any other product was this dangerous or deadly, there would be some sort of regulation on it. In 1972, the consumer protection laws that we now trust today were passed, and the Consumer Product Safety Commission was founded. The CPSC has the ability to enact recalls on products and enforce bans, and they have done so in the past on items such as lead paint, highly flammable clothing, and furniture. In 1979, the CPSC found that lead poisoning rates were extremely high and enforced a ban on lead paints in all homes and commercial buildings. The CPSC also enacted and implemented pool drains on all pools and child-safe refrigerators. But the biggest change the CPSC has made is implementing child-proof medicine cap bottles. In a 1996 report in the New York Times by Susan Filbert, a survey was done that estimated over 400 lives were saved directly from these child-safe medicine bottles. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, or NHTSA, enforces bans on tires, seatbelts, and any other car-related product related inside the car. With the magnitude of their regulations, from the years 1960 to 2002, it's been estimated 328,551 lives have been saved from these regulations. The National Transportation Safety Board manages planes, trains, and motorways. In 2011, they recommended that a complete ban should be made on using cell phones while driving, And because of this, over 3,092 lives have been saved since 2010. All of these consumer product protections have been laudable goals, but when added all up, from the years 1960 to 2011, smoking and smoking-related diseases kill more people than we have saved. If any other manufacturer was this deadly, their products would be banned, and the company would be shut out of business. And yet, cigarettes have become even more dangerous. Cigarette manufacturers have altered their formula and design of their cigarettes to make them more addictive and more deadly. Manufacturers add sugars and flavorings and linvaluic acid in order to reduce the harshness of smoke and make the smoke feel more flavorful. Manufacturers also add bronchial dilators, which open up the airways and allow smoke to seep deeper into the lungs. Manufacturers have also added ventilated filters in order for people to drag longer on cigarettes. How could they possibly get away with making their cigarettes more dangerous? The answer? Cigarette manufacturing has a large network of lobbyists in Congress and the US Senate. These lobbyists influence how your congressmen and senators vote on regulations and bills that affect cigarette manufacturers. Tobacco companies say that you can't completely ban or regulate cigarettes because there's over 108,000 tobacco farms. But in recent years, these tobacco farms have been decreasing in number and in the workforce due to automation and consolidation to create bigger and more profitable farms. Across the globe, there has been a movement to implement plain packaging, i.e. packaging with which include very drab coloring and health warnings about cigarettes. According to Cancer IE, Ireland, New Zealand, Norway, Turkey, South Africa, and India have all adopted plain packaging laws. The Australian Department of Health has estimated that there have been over 100,000 lives, over 100,000 fewer smokers due to the implementation of these laws. Check the link. In the description down below, there's a video about plain packaging laws and the despicable acts of tobacco companies to stop these laws from happening. Smokers and tobacco companies would argue that the individual has the right to do with their body what they please. This is true. But statistics have shown that it's not only the smoker who's affected by an individual smoker. The people around the smoker are also affected. This is where we need to draw the line. The Surgeon General Jesse Steinfeld said in 1971, and I quote, "Non-smokers have a right to wholesome air as much as smokers do to their right to smoke. I would redefine this as the right to pollute." You may be asking yourself, what about new products like e-cigarettes or vape pens? These devices are proving to be just as dangerous as regular cigarettes. The International Journal of Environmental Research and Public Health has linked the main active ingredient in these pens, propylene glycol, to children developing asthma, eczema, and other allergic reactions. What makes these devices even more worrying is that many states across the United States do not have any regulations preventing the sale of these devices to minors or preventing minors from owning such devices. The economic and health toll of cigarettes has been enormous, and cigarette manufacturers have shown little regard for the human lives that they destroy. It's about time that the government ban cigarettes, or at the very least enforce plain packaging laws. Thank you for your time.